What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into our channel. As always, you know who it is. I'm your boy. They call me Jim. I'm him.
I'm JOPP.
And we are Real Christian 100. Alright? You know what it is. I think we finally got that down pat.
We got that
We're
down,
good.
bro.
Yeah, man. So again, always, man, thank you for tuning into the channel. Thank you for, all the likes, the comments, the subscribes and things. And I'm not going to hold y'all up with all that stuff, but we are going to tell you to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. And I'm going to save the other part for the end.
Oh,
that's
word.
A bar.
That got me.
That's a bar. So this is good, man. I'm anxious because I want to get into this topic. It's a good one. It's a good one. We told you last week. Yeah. We about to talk about sex.
Sex.
The nitty, the gritty truth about sex.
Sex.
And it's wild, man. We like to keep things fresh, and we don't really talk about what we're going to talk about in advance or things like that. We like it to be real fresh, and so I have no idea where he's going to come from. He has no idea where I'm going to come from, but yeah, we are talking about sex.
What I love about our channel is that I literally don't be knowing where he's coming from. He don't be knowing where I'm coming from. That's awesome, man. I love that.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah, man. So let's hop into it. So sex. So which angle? So I guess we're doing a series on relationships.
Yeah.
So we're talking about sex in
sex.
Sex in relationships. So how do we handle sex in relationships? I think on the root level, we agree.
Yeah, for sure.
We agree on sex.
Yeah.
As wonderful as it is, as great as it is, as much as we yearn for it.
Sex
is for marriage. Sex is for married folks. That's grown folks, married folks business.
I agree.
You agree?
I agree.
All right, perfect.
I agree.
So how do we handle sex? So I think that's a good approach. So let's talk about how we handle sex as a single, and how do we handle, I guess I'll touch on handling sex in marriage.
That's dope. I'm single, you're married.
Right.
How do I handle sex as a single man?
With hormones.
Wow.
Wants, needs.
Do I handle sex or does sex handle me?
You tell me.
Okay, so handling sex as a single guy. First and foremost, I want to say it's extremely hard. It is a hard task. I'm
a shabak that.
It's hard. It's hard, man. I'm not even gonna sit here and sugarcoat any of that. But at the same time, one of the things that I'm very thankful for is that even if you fall, and I know this sounds so cliche because as Christians we love to use the grace card to do whatever we want. But even if you fall, even if you fail, man, you got to remember that Jesus already paid the price on the cross. Like you have to remember that, because if you don't, if you don't remember that, then you're gonna be so guilty, so disappointed in yourself, and you're just gonna forget. Like, you're not perfect, man. You're not. You know what I'm saying? You gotta strive, and you're gonna fall. But for me as a single man, I think it's very important to strive to put up boundaries. That doesn't always work, but I think it doesn't always work at all.
Right.
But I think it's very important to strive to put up some kind of boundary, especially if you're in a relationship. You want to put up some kind of fence. And I'm going to speak off of personal experience here. If you open that gate, it's a
hard to close it
a
back
different
up.
animal, man. It's a different animal, man. So when you set, your boundaries up, it's a beautiful thing. You have to pray that God gives you the strength to practice self-control. But I'm just saying, like, once you open that realm and the person you're with in the relationship, you guys get closer and closer to sex, that's a hard fight. That's a different animal in itself. And so I would just say, man, do your very best to not cross that bridge. Because when you do, it's hard.
Sex. You gonna emphasize the
Sex.
word sex
and
every single time?
Yeah, sex. And then so you want to just strive for purity. You want to, you want to strive for purity.
What does that look like? Like, what do you mean? What
Just
does
like
that mean? Like, what does it look like?
Protect. So for me, it's very important that I protect what I'm seeing with these right here. If all I'm seeing is fat butts on the gram,
Shabbat.
that, when you open the gram,
Okay, Shabbat.
when you on the gram, come on, bro. When you on the gram, y'all know, bro.
The
y'all
gram
know,
is the gram,
as soon as
man.
you open it, it's butts everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's butts everywhere. I go to the gym, there's butts everywhere.
And I cannot lie.
And no matter how hard you try to stay focused, I'm a human.
Right.
I'm a man.
Mm-hmm.
And there's butts everywhere. That's why you gotta protect right here. Because if you keep on looking, it's gonna grip you, man. You're gonna start to have these images in your mind. You're gonna go home. You're gonna get on your phone, your internet. I don't know how you all do it, whatever y'all do. But y'all gonna
they got virtual reality goggles now.
You gonna wild out.
It's live in your face.
Yeah, you're gonna wild out. So
that's a bit wild.
I'm not saying you never fail, but what I'm saying is do the very best you can through the grace of God to avoid it at all costs, man.
Right.
It's tough, man.
Yeah.
Sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't even know if I answered that properly, but for me as a single man, I try to do the very best I can to strive for purity, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's a struggle because I am in a relationship with a lovely woman, and it's not easy, man. It's not easy, man. But I do believe through the power of the Spirit that, it is possible to do the right thing. Abstain from sex.
Till you're married.
Man. I can't wait to get married, man.
Yeah, take your time, man. Wait. Wait. Yeah, man. So that's the part I'm going to touch on, man. That's the part I'm going to touch on.
Yeah.
The excitement of I can't wait to get married, man. I can't wait. Yeah. So, yeah. So I've been married twice.
Okay.
I wasn't a virgin when I got married. But both times that I got married, I waited until I was married to have sex.
And I know the story already, so I'm just like soldier, bro.
So I'm not even gonna go into I'm not gonna go into details in my previous marriage nor this one, and just out of respect for them and their business and stuff like that. But I'll say that oftentimes it ain't what you think it is, man. It's just not, and I'm not talking about the experience or being intimate with this person. It's just like the expectations of like the realities of it and things like that. So I watched a lot of porn. Man. I watched a lot of porn. And people always tell you that porn gives you a false reality of sex and things like that. And when I was secular and I was in the world and I'm having sex. When I was having sex, it was usually the perverted. Yeah. I'm trying to get mine. Yeah. We about to be in and out and things like that, and and in marriage it's just completely different. If you truly care for the person, you love them and things like that, there's a lot more that goes into it. So it's beautiful, but just like marriage, it's work. Like building that. Me and my wife right now, we both waited, we both abstained, we didn't have sex. We had some heated, hot moments, but like JOPP talked about, we had some pretty strict boundaries, and we got up out of there if things were ever about to get closer than what they did. That's why people probably like, that's probably why you got married in 3 months, which it isn't. Yeah. It's not at all, because we were doing good. Yeah. We could have kept going. Yeah. But yeah, it's different, man. It's different. So But the part that I talked about that, but the part I really want to talk about when it comes to sex is temptation as a husband. Temptation as a husband, man.
That's real.
Because people act like because you got married, everybody, every other woman don't exist and
That's
you know
true,
they
bro.
don't matter and everything. But
That's
nah,
true.
man, you know I see some people and I see some things, and sometimes, man, you know, sometimes life happens. You know, sometimes you might feel some type of way about some things. If you feel what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it really goes into, man, I think, and you really touched on this, man. The first boundary is, it starts up here. It's your mind and your eyes and the things that you're allowing to come into your being. So you really like, even before I got married, yo, I follow so many Instagram models and, you know, them Jones and everything. And, you know, as I got married, I unfollowed about 85% of them.
There's a remnant.
Yeah, but there's a remnant. You know, the ones that stay. You know, it's a ministry opportunity. You know, I feel that I was supposed to sow into their life. You know, speak life into them a little bit.
How's that working out?
Oh, you know, it hasn't started yet. You know, I don't think it's time. You know, Jesus' ministry didn't start until he was 33. You know, so I got a little bit of time until I'm ready to really deal with that. But nah. But yeah, man, the temptation as a husband and, you know, not falling into whatever it could be, like, that's how you easily fall into emotional affairs, how you fall into porn addictions, or how you fall into adultery, because you take down those guards. And so the first thing I talked about was really up here, your eyes and your ears, and your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Yeah. And I think the next thing is just continuing to build intimacy with your spouse. I mean, the crazy thing with me and Shay is we got married. She immediately got pregnant.
Yeah.
She had a rough pregnancy, has some complications and things like that. COVID happened. We had the baby.
Yeah.
And now we're raising a newborn. So just like that whole influx of stuff, like really played a damper into our intimacy. It was just like we were out of the picture. Us, we didn't matter anymore. It was all about It was about the baby, taking care of the baby. I mean, we didn't go on during quarantine and stuff. We didn't go on a day or two without taking a shower. We ain't put deodorant on, or we ain't brushed our hair or anything.
Like, we gotta take care of this little dude,
right,
man.
Like, we just here thugging it, like just
Yeah,
and it's just like a newborn alone is just a lot of work, man. So, you know, we've had little conversations here and there about it, you know, just about, you know, we gotta get back to us.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't get to have much of a honeymoon phase, because as soon as we was married, she was pregnant and then she was sick the whole time. So there wasn't a whole bunch of, there wasn't no, I don't see nothing wrong. Little bump and grind. I guess I shouldn't sing R. Kelly. That's probably not the right person to sing.
I mean,
no? Yeah, nah.
That's what you know?
Nah.
You know?
What's another one? I'll get back to it. So yeah, but that was like, that's big, man. Like, you got to keep and you know, for you too, when you get married, it's just so easy to fall into the complacency of marriage and just everyday life, and just become stagnant. And, you know, like even me, like I people keep saying, oh, you just had a baby, it's okay, you're allowed to put on some weight and stuff like that. But, you know, like, I want to be able to take my shirt off and my wife look at my body and be like, I know she'd be looking at my gut and be like,
Word.
But, I mean, I guess it doesn't bother her too much. But, I mean, even something like that, just taking care of yourself. You know, like, you still want your partner to your spouse to yearn after you, to like, I can't say lust because it's not lust, but you know, you want them to burn after you, like you want them to look at you and say,
yeah, man, yeah.
It's like, nah.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, so you have to see, I was just looking at the camera, bro. That's about to be wild. But yeah, man, like you have to, everything about marriage is work. Everything.
Yeah.
Intimacy is work. Sex is work. Love is work. It's all work. It's going to, like, you really have to put time and focus time, dedicated time and energy into it.
Yeah.
That's how you easily start to fall.
That's wild.
Fall into stuff. Fall into stuff, man. What you got?
What do I have? I guess I wanted to say, why is sex before marriage so detrimental? I can speak from personal experience. When I lost my virginity, I was like, wow. You know? I was like, wow. You know, I finally, wow. Wow.
This is something.
When I lost my virginity, but then over time, when, you know, there's no intimate connection really other than sex with the people you're engaging with, it just becomes a feeling that you can't fulfill. It's like,
I don't know, bro. I fulfilled that.
I mean, it's a good feeling at the moment, but afterwards, it's like, dang, this is my girlfriend. We don't have nothing intimate but sex, and it's not even intimate. It's just, and you're done. So it was like you weren't really building up any real strong connection, any real intimate connection, because once I opened that door again, I allowed that door to open. That's all it was for me, was just sex. And it was no pleasure. I mean, it felt good for the moment, but you just constantly chasing this never-ending, like you're on a hamster wheel. You just constantly running and running and running, and you don't really get the full benefit from sex. And I feel like Matthew's chapter 19
scripture.
Yeah, Matthew's 19 verse 5 says, and Jesus is saying, and said, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This is why I'm talking about this. The two shall become one flesh. That one flesh, that's exclusive. You know, salvation is through Jesus. That's exclusive.
Right.
You know, the two come together, they become one flesh. If you're coming together with 50 different women, how is that exclusive?
Right.
Like, how do you get to feel the full benefit of sex when you're out here just having sex with everybody? You never really get to enjoy the fullness of it, I'm assuming, unless you're in marriage and you have this intimacy with your wife that you built with an emotional connection, however else you connected, a spiritual connection. And then, you know, when you bring sex into the equation, I feel like in my mind, me speaking as a single guy, I feel like it's supposed to heighten the intimacy, because you're connected in so many ways, and then you have sex.
Right.
You know, if the sex is good. You know, if it's not good, you know, that's a different story for another day. But I feel like if it's all there conjoined together, it makes it more beautiful. But like I said, if you're having sex with everybody before marriage, it's like it doesn't really feel like there's any beauty in sex. You're just out here smashing everybody.
Right.
You know, there's no true beauty in it.
That's true.
And so I feel like,
I was about to say you sound soft, but
I mean, bro, but that's the truth.
You're
I feel like there's no true beauty in sex, bro, if you can't enjoy it with somebody who you calling your soulmate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm speaking like from my perspective. I just feel like it's more enjoyable in marriage because God said it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? The two shall become one flesh. I mean, if God is saying that in Genesis and Jesus is echoing that in Matthew,
it means something.
I mean, it has to be something about it, bro. Like, and so I feel like when you're having sex before marriage, and once you get to marriage after already having sex, the grand finale's done been ruined.
Right.
It's like you having a surprise birthday party, and I tell you, yo, you better walk in here to a surprise birthday party. The whole surprise is ruined.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that to make people feel guilty who have had sex before marriage. Obviously, I have a daughter. He's had. We've all, most of us have.
Bro, nah, don't talk about me. Talk
I
about
mean, yeah, I'll
yourself,
talk about
man.
myself.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? A lot of us have problems. You know what I mean?
I'm pure.
We got problems. And I'm just saying, if you get to marriage and, you're not in this, like, you're not walking in the spirit and, God hasn't restored you, you just get to marriage and it's kind of like, I've already enjoyed this already.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel like you can speak better because you're married.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know, man. My hope is that everything is everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reality is, it might not be, bro.
Yeah. I mean, you're gonna get yours.
I mean, you're gonna get yours, but it's like if it's bad, it's bad. That's a different story. I can't.
Right.
I'm not there.
Man.
I'm not there, man.
That's.
And so my hope as a single man. Well, I say single because I'm not married. Obviously, I'm in a relationship. But my hope is that me and my wife, this is just the truth, man. Not even trying to be cool on the camera. My hope is that me and my wife can really enjoy it. Like, can really enjoy it. And I'm sure there'll be moments where you can't. That's just the reality, bro.
Right.
That's just the reality.
What if it sucks?
If it sucks, then I gotta do what I can to make it not suck, man. I mean, I gotta read some books. I mean, if it sucks on my end, what I gotta do, man?
Right.
I'm down to do whatever. Whatever it takes, man.
All things lawful in the
whatever it takes,
right?
man. Whatever it takes. But that's like I said. That's another conversation, man. If it sucks, I don't.
Yeah, you just figure it out.
That's
like
just the reality.
Else.
What are you gonna do? You can't throw your wife away. If I suck, she can't throw me away.
Right. You just gotta figure it out. But even to touch on that, the two becoming one. I think God is so big on sex being for marriage.
Yeah.
Because of the exclusivity. Is that a word? Exclusivity. Because of how exclusive it is. So when you get married and you come into a marriage, and especially like I won't even go that route. Mm-hmm. So when you come into sex and when you come into a marriage and you've had sex before you've gotten married, even if you don't try to, there's always a comparison.
Facts. Facts.
You're always going to compare, what this person did versus what this person did, and I like this, but this person don't do that, and
that's a fact,
all that.
Bro.
So I mean,
speak on that.
The beauty about marriage is that when you get into it the right way, nobody knows nothing. Yeah. So you're both learning and you're both figuring it out.
That's amazing.
Together, and you don't have anything to compare it to because all you don't
even know if
is
you suck.
Each other. You don't suck.
I mean,
you don't suck.
What are you gonna say? You're not as good as
you
never had nothing.
You don't know. Like that's all you know, and that's how it was designed.
That's
to be.
why I would like it that way, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, but you can't have it that way. Sorry.
I mean, you can't.
You blew it.
I mean, you blew it. Yeah, you blew it.
Literally.
Yeah, you blew it.
Blew your top. We gotta chill with that. Yeah, man. But sex before marriage is wrong.
Obviously.
What did I do? Did I break this junk? Oh, that's
what is
wild.
that? Why is it making noise?
I don't know.
Sorry, y'all.
Technical difficulties. Yeah, y'all. Sex before marriage is wrong, man. Temptations are going to come. Times are going to get hard. Things get a little challenging.
Question: why is sex before marriage wrong? For the viewers who want to know.
Well, because God said it is. Because God said it is. I mean, that's scripture. God
are there
says,
any repercussions, consequences?
Well, I mean, there's lots of repercussions. I mean, for one, it's sin. It separates you. It separates you from God. For two, it opens you up to different types of perversions and different types of battles. I'm just going to cut this off now. It opens you up to different type of temptations and battles that you necessarily wouldn't have had to deal with if you abstained. I mean, I think that there's a lot of different gateways.
Yeah, facts.
That sin, the road that sin will lead you down to.
Facts.
Did you have something?
Nah, man, nothing deep. I was just wondering, why is it wrong? I remember I was reading today, bro. Man, I gotta find the verse. You might know it. I don't remember it right now. But it talks about basically when you join with a prostitute. Mm-hmm. In the Bible, I'm sure one of y'all know the verse, but it talks about pretty much what good can come out of it. You know what I'm saying? If you join yourself with a prostitute. So,
I don't know.
But I'm saying it's like when you have sex, for us from the physical, it's just sex.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a spiritual connection with sex.
Right.
And when you have sex with somebody, you're marrying the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
The joining of souls.
yeah,
right?
bro. Like literally, you're joining yourself and attaching yourself.
And you carry that with you.
You do, bro.
Soul ties are
Yeah,
very
man.
real. Soul
Very
ties are
real,
extremely real.
Yeah.
I remember Shay made me spend time with God in prayer to make sure that I broke any soul tie. Because she was like, "Have you ever prayed that God deliver you from any soul
Yeah.
ties that you had with
She
any
made
of
sure
your
she was putting that.
sexual partners?" And I was like, "A what?" And I was like, yeah.
That's wild.
As soon as she left, bro, I got on my knees.
Hey, go ahead, bro. He said, "Yeah, I gotta pray all this away, cause she knows God."
Oh
Yeah,
man,
she don't
he
know.
hears her,
Yeah,
man.
he hears her, man.
Hears her at a different level. Yeah, man. Sex. No, I mean sex. As you said.
Sex, man. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much wraps it up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think so. I hope we covered all grounds. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
said, we flow off the top of the head here, man. We don't
Right.
always research too deep. You know, we just want to come from a very authentic place.
Right.
I feel like that's the best way to do it. You know, yeah.
So yeah, guys, thank you for tuning into the video. As always, we're gonna ask you guys to like, to comment, to subscribe, to ring the notification bell. And I didn't say that at the beginning, but tell your mama, your
Tell
baby
your
mama,
mama,
and your baby mama. All right. So as always, I am Jim. I'm him.
I'm JOPP.
We are
Real Christian
100, and we will see y'all next week.
God bless.